I'm tired of living here. How much longer must we slave away for that? Creator, save us. This is Hugo's medallion. What happened to him?
Your son is under arrest for thievery. He committed the crime in a tavern near Marcella. He had been fired and was starving.
Who's guarding him? That big brute Garlon from the tavern?
True. He looks a decent enough fellow.
He used to take bribes back when he was a guard. Everyone knows it. No reason it shouldn't work now. I implore you, take it. It's all I have. Please, give this purse to Hugo before it's too late.
What a slacker! A Loggy's fool! I'll show you, bastard! Ugh!
Excuse me, what are you saying?
Oh, it's you. Sorry, that was so rude. I was cursing Fontaine. That's my apprentice. I sent him to the fair to get a toolbox, and he just took off.
If you always curse like this, I'd run away too. He might be hiding from you. Did you think of that?
He must be at the tavern by the tower. I caught him in the baths last time. I bet he's in there again. If you happen to see him, tell him that Kamos is really eager to have him back. Boy's worse than a trawl.
Do you recognize this medallion?
Of course I do. Belongs to my son, Hugo.
Your son is under arrest for thievery. He committed the crime in a tavern near Marcella. He had been fired and was starving.
That insolent brat. That mama's boy. What a disgrace. I spent so much time on him. So much effort. And he just... Well, it's nothing to do with me. Tell them he's not my son. And I won't do nothing to help him. The son of Rickville's headman cannot be a thief. Go to the people who caught him and tell them this. The law says misdeeds must be punished. So punished he will be.
Oh, I'll tell you more. Askold used to talk a lot about this crypt he stumbled upon. Told me it's full of gold left behind by the serpent worshippers. How did he find it? He was out traipsing through the woods. And you believe that? I'm not sure. But he certainly was acting odd right before he disappeared. He must have known something. He wasn't kidnapped. How do you like that?
Sour now. No, I'm sour.
If he's a baker, then you're damned again. That's all that...
What are the dwarves doing here?
Well, we buy grain here and take it to Riggern. But I don't understand why the Royal Guards had a brush with the locals right now.
It's a long story, and I figured it out. Are you from Ongiborg?
Of course. If you want strong fists and iron beards, talk to Tarif. We dwarves are good fighters, yes.
do you like that wonderful fresh bread from our Garrick?
Aha. So you had some too.
I sure did. So sour you can hardly force it down.
That's because he tossed all sorts of magic powers into it.
Magic powders? What do you mean?
I know what I'm talking about. He found them in the cemetery alongside some old book full of recipes. Magic recipes. He couldn't stop boasting about it. That's probably why his bread is so sour now.
Is that it? Maybe the Klutz's leavening just got spoiled.
No, I'm telling you. He puts rat blood and frog tongues into the bread. The other day, his bread came out pale red, just like your old tunic.
Get away with your stories. What stupidity.
He told me about the book himself.
I don't care.
Oh, I'll tell you more. Ask all these to talk.
Sorry, the animals are not for sale right now.
None at all? Not even a dog?
I can't do anything about it. The animals no longer obey me. I lost my druidic totem, the tool I used to tame them. Or to be more precise, it was stolen.
Thieves again. Who robbed you, sir?
A wolf came out of the woods and snatched it. My sister sent it.
One should always be able to trust family. Does your sister sell animals too?
No. Arrogaster and I are not rivals. We had a falling out 7 years ago, when she became a hermit. She lives near the 1,000-Year Oak, and follows the way of the elven druids. She's against me handling animals. All she does is watch over them and heal them when needed. But I can't live her way. I don't want to either. I've gone to the Oak and tried to reason with her so many times. But I cannot get her to listen. My heart is sinking. After all, she is family.
Well, what is it? Tell me, is it pretty? It is. Towers tall as the sky and pure white. And the people are all thin and noble.
Your esteemed sister Mercia asked me to pay you a visit.
Right, Mercia. She never rests, does she? Is she out helping the poor again? Does she need more of my grain to feed another regiment of freeloaders?
If you don't believe in charity, please, name your price.
Yes, all right. I was just making conversation. No need to bring prices into it. I'm happy to help, Mercia. I'll send grain and some ham for good measure. However,
Pray continue, sir.
the village has to endorse the decision first. We're a community here. What are people going to say if I just start giving away our grain?
I don't know that I can get every single person in the village to agree.
No, it's not that complicated. Get the village elder, the healer, and the blacksmith to agree. No one will defy their authority.
Brigville's ways are certainly curious. A brother and sister quarreling for 7
I'm here to ask your consent to sending a shipment of grain to some starving refugees.
Yes, I heard something about these unfortunates. I don't oppose helping them, but what are the others in Rickville going to say?
Oh,
Let's talk again once you've persuaded Aglaya. She's the village healer.
I'm tired of living here. How much longer must we stay here?
I very much doubt it.
A new face in our village. Well,
are you Aglaya, the village healer? I come to you on an important mission.
interesting. What's this all about, then?
I've come from Garrick. He wants to withdraw grain and other provisions from the village stores for the Mage Factory refugees.
I'm sure his sister Mercia is behind this. She's such a kind-hearted girl. This is her idea, right? Since you enjoy doing good deeds, can you do something for us this time?
What is it you need?
It's fairly easy. I just need 4 bunches of flowers from the Pelian marshes. There, beyond the hills. They're called ghost lilies. All these undead roaming about spread diseases, just like rats. The porcus plague, the coronary infection, the chicken cough. Awful. But in the right preparation, ghost lilies will protect you from all that. Do this for me, and those delightful refugees can have as much as they need.
Why haven't you done it yourself? You're the village healer.
I told you. There are too many undead staggering around. I'm a healer, not a warrior.
I thought he was here, but nothing.
You can speak to me? Really? Is it time to become one with the Creator?
You can talk? But you're merely a skull.
'Tis true. I know more about the afterlife than anyone. And my experiences of the past few centuries have been uncanny indeed. How do I possess all this knowledge? What man am I? Or woman? It has all been erased from my memory, faded with the long march of time. Why am I yet bound to this world?
I'm sorry. I haven't the least idea how to answer your question.
I know not. Could it be that I need time to recollect who I am? Someone scattered my bones over the marshes, and I can feel something connected to me in the very middle of it. My immortality is a heavy burden. If only I could find a way to become one with creation. The fair knight Baldwin led the Marcellan army into battle. This is the spot where Baldwin's protector perished. A squire whose name has been lost to the centuries fought to protect his master until his wounds forced him to the ground. The last thing he saw, before his eyes went black, were the last of Morkult's units fleeing back to Rigurn.
There was a song in our village about the evil Morkult and the fair King Maximus. Are you speaking of those bygone days?
Yes. In truth, it was a long time ago. The one who lies here, beneath my bones, witnessed a mighty assault. An army charging through the blossoming hills towards the walls of the town. He walked among the undead, risen by black necromancy and fear. If an arrow fired from the walls of Marcella did not kill him, that fear would.
But as far as I know, Marcella has been assaulted only once, and that was long, long ago.
I wouldn't know. My bones were brought here to be secreted away. A woman, a powerful sorceress, wept over them. She lamented for all those fallen, while serving a knight by the name of Baldwin. All those cloven by dwarven axes, or pierced by the spears of the undead. The mourner's magic protected those warriors slain by the necromancers. But centuries have passed, and all that is left of her tears are the ghost lilies.
So these flowers are the incarnation of some ancient magic?
Yes, they are but an echo of those time-worn spells. So that's what. It was I, Nisevra the Sorcerer, who learned King Maximus was absent on a mission to conquer the elves, and led the undead to the walls of Marcella. What would the Dukes of Rigern, Hugo, and Murkult do without me? Those good-for-nothings. They are but dust under the boots of the mighty masters of death. Thus thought I, but twin lightning bolts from two of Nevedis' sorceresses reduce me to ash. Separately, I would have thrashed either of them.
So you're a villain, and you're planning to summon an army of dead.
I long for vengeance on all those who lived while I lay dead. You will be but the first victim of the mighty Nisevra.
George says the thief is not his son, and to mete out whatever punishment the laws of Nostria demand.
I understand. If the village gets wind of this, he'll stink forever. Don't worry about the kid. He'll spend a week or two in the cage, and get a couple of dozen stripes across his back, that's all. You have my word. Serve him right, too. That lout was spoiled rotten.
It's not Hugo I care about, it's his mother, Cora. She's sick with worry.
Oh, speaking of Cora, Mama's boy tried to bribe me with this strange letter. Not like I got any use for it, I can't read. Guess those guard lessons didn't do me much good. You might as well take it, looks important. Maybe you can use it.
Stupid mongrels, all of you. Go away.
I'm tired of living here. How much...
I am returning your purse. I'm sorry, but Hugo must take his punishment.
Ugh. It always ends up George's way. Why? What if they beat him to death?
You have my word. He'll be back in less than 2 weeks. Hello, Mr. Mayor. Will you give your blessing to a shipment of grain for people whom fickle Lady Fate has turned into starving outcasts?
I heard about them. What I heard is They're over in Mercia's place, carousing and singing songs. Of course, it would be charitable to help the poor souls.
Does this mean you approve?
But it wouldn't be right for me to make such an important decision alone. We're a community, after all. What does our dear blacksmith Komos think?
Huh.
I'm tired.
At least he pays. Anyway, we can't return to party.
But maybe things have settled down by now.
I very much doubt it.
Oh, I can smell the ghost lilies. Did you bring enough?
Yes, I think so. But I breathed in so much swamp gas, I'm not certain about anything anymore.
That's all right. It'll wear off. And for problems that don't wear off so easily, I have something left from my days in the capital and a few other things I made myself. I hope they'll be useful for you.
The starving refugees need the village's help. All you need to do is grant your approval.
Yes, why not do a good deed? I approve. Let everybody know it. Are you heading to the Mage's Tower? I've a request for you.
I am heading to the Mage's Tower, but I'm not sure I have the time to oblige you.
I understand. You have your own tasks. But is there any way you could check something for me? I'm worried about my niece.
Is something wrong?
Her name's Yvonne. I haven't seen her for 10 days now. She said she was heading to the tower to meet a friend. Of course, she's an adult now, but I'm still worried.
Of course I'll do this for you.
I'm tired of living here. How much longer must...
Aglaia approves of sending the grain. I'd like to know what you have to say.
Well, yes, of course. I'll always support a kind deed.
I'm advocating for the people who fled the Mage Factory.
As if we don't have enough problems of our own.
Garrick, the healer, and the blacksmith have all voiced their support for shipping grain to the refugees.
Have they now? All in favor, are they? Well, I guess I am too. Let's feed these unfortunates. Cost be damned. Tell Garrick to load up the cart.
Oh, I'll tell you more. Ascald used to talk a lot about this crypty stuff.
Well, what is it? Tell me, is it pretty? It is. Towers tall as the sky.
You've got some fine folk in your village. No one said no.
See? There are no bad people in our village. We'll get those refugees fed after all. Soon their bellies will be bloated with wholesome food instead of malnutrition. We don't need a card. I made arrangements with a trusted contact outside Marcella. I'll send him a message and he'll get the victuals to you in due course. Meanwhile, let's talk about how the refugees are gonna repay us.
So your assistance wasn't charity after all.
Order is order. Let them fix our mill, and Kamos can always use some extra hammering at his smithy. That way they won't be parasites, but working people just like us.